Hey guys, Nathonis here. In this video I want to talk about some issues with the controls for the PC version of Dragon Age Inquisition. If you're a PC player like myself, you've probably noticed that something isn't quite right. The controls are clearly designed for consoles and nobody bothered to implement a proper PC port. Now, if this was a game like Dark Souls, then that would be okay. After all, Dark Souls was never created for the PC, and in Japan, virtually all the games are released for consoles. Developers there don't have the expertise or the interest in creating proper PC versions, so we can excuse them for the difficulty of playing a game like Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2 on the PC. But we can't say the same thing for Bioware. They've been releasing games for the PC for decades, and it is really disappointing when they disregard their PC fans and do not bother implementing a proper PC-friendly version. Having said that, let's actually talk about what is wrong and needs fixing as soon as possible. For me, the biggest problem right now is also the simplest. You can no longer click to move. So if you want to loot something, if you want to interact with something like opening a door or reading a note, or attack, you have to first run up to that location using your keyboard keys and then mouse click when you are standing directly next to the object. This is very tedious and annoying. Another huge problem is the combat. For one thing, there is no auto attack key. If you want to attack something, you literally have to run up to your target, face the right way, and then mash your mouse or your R button repeatedly to deal damage. You'd think that you can remedy this problem by using the tactical mode, but it has problems of its own. For one, it's seemingly impossible to actually zoom out far enough to see the entire battlefield. When I was killing the first boss of the game, I found myself having to leave tactical mode every time that I had to click on the fade rift to weaken the boss, because otherwise I could simply not zoom out far enough to see it on my screen. Looking around the battlefield in tactical mode is also incredibly difficult, as you can no longer use your mouse to do this, and instead you have to use the keyboard movement keys to look around, which can often get stuck on the ground and are just in general very tedious and annoying to use. I also had some problems with party AI in tactical mode, and sometimes my party members would get stuck in a corner or behind each other when issued a movement or attack command. Another really annoying thing is that there is no select all party members key, which was so useful, and that was one of my favorite keys in Dragon Age Origins. And it is really useful for controlling your entire party, and you just can't do that in Dragon Age Inquisition. Finally, the game's UI is really not fit for the PC at the moment. For one thing, there is no ability tooltips, so if you mouse over something on your action bar, it won't tell you anything. So, if you want to see what a skill does during combat, you actually have to open your skills page and read it there. And you have some kind of similar problems with the inventory. There is no way to look at all of your loot at the same time, and changing equipment is really time consuming because you have to click on each separate category of armor or weapons or whatever it is and look at it there. Now, having said all that, it's not all doom and gloom, and the actual game is pretty enjoyable. But right now it is just incredibly difficult to play it when even basic things like combat and looting make you want to tear your hair out. Or buy an Xbox controller. So these are just some of the things that I've noticed so far. I've been playing for about 7 hours. Hopefully Bioware is going to listen to their players and fix these issues really quickly.